Hello, how's it going? Kind of been a while since I've been on the camera and talked to you guys, and I'm sorry. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm going to be talking about some very exciting things that are happening and also give a few channel updates. Start off just a few like small tiny life channel update. July was not a great month for me because I just was kind of like in a creative slump that kind of made me into like a little bit of a reading slump. So yeah, I'm sorry it's been a while, but I feel like taking slightly a month off on YouTube really helped me like refocus my energy into like what I want to do for you guys. So very excited. I have like a whole new upload schedule that I'm very excited about. So to kind of give the rundown, I am only going to be uploading one video a week. I was trying to do more than just one video a week, but it was kind of like unattainable. Now, does that mean I'm not going to upload bonus videos from time to time? No, because I actually have a video that's going up on this Saturday. So that's 2 videos this week, but ultimately my goal is to upload a video every Wednesday, so look forward to that. Also, to kind of like give a little sneak peek of the video that's coming out on this Saturday, it is actually going to be the Sleep When I'm Dead September surprise I've had for quite some time. So I'm very excited to share that information with you, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. As for some other things that are happening, this week, I believe it is Thursday the 3rd, I think, my friend Summer is actually going to be hosting a craft night on her channel. It's going to be us and like all of my book besties on her channel doing this craft, which I'm very excited about, which reminds me I need to go get the stuff for it. But I'm very excited to have everyone on there and just kind of chat and have a grand old time. So very excited for that, so make sure you go check that out. Before we get into the August books, I did want to go ahead and let you guys know of some upcoming reading sprint like guests that are coming on my channel. So on, let me grab my phone, on August 7th, I will actually have Ashley from Ashley's Little Library joining me for some reading sprints. And then on August 14th, I will have Lexi from Books with Lexi here on my channel for some reading sprints as well. And then the 21st is the Sleep When I'm Dead Book Club live show, where we will be talking about A Twisted Love Story. Might help if I actually showcase the book, but we will be talking about A Twisted Love Story. My co-host is Rachel from Happy Go Lovely Sleeves, and we will actually have the author Samantha Downing here on my channel, which I'm so excited about. So make sure you pick up a copy, get it read, and then join us on the 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then also you can check out the link in my description for Discord, because that is where we talk about it throughout the month, which is always super exciting. So yeah, super excited about that. And then on the 28th, I'm posting some reading sprints for the Back to School Readathon, which I will get into in just a little bit. All right, so let's actually talk about the books I want to read for this month. So quite a bit of it is for the Back to School Readathon. I'm kind of like also before the readathon like opening myself up to just read whatever I want. So but there are a few books I really want to get to this month. So obviously we have my book club pick for Sleep When I'm Dead. It is A Twisted Love Story by Samantha Downing. I've actually already read this one, but I do want to showcase it, that it is like a book that I think you guys should pick up. This one is kind of like a twisted, I was about to say a twisted love story, obviously. But this is more of like a suspense romance, and I'm really excited to discuss this one. I'm trying to like talk about it without giving too many thoughts and feelings away, but yeah, I am really excited to discuss this one, not only with Rachel but also the author herself. I'm very much excited for that. So in case you guys don't know what this is about Wes and Ivy, and they have a very complicated relationship where like when it's good it's like amazing, when it's bad it's like the worst type of relationship. very toxic and things like that, lots of drama, but there's also a detective that's kind of like digging into this relationship, and it kind of just goes from there. All right, so the next set of books I want to talk about is for the Back to School Readathon, which if you didn't know, or if you didn't see my last video, which I'll also link down below, we are doing a back to school themed readathon. This was created by my really good friend Gwen, and I'm so happy that she asked me to co-host, which like literally we've been talking about this for an entire year. So you've got Gwen, myself, you've also got Keisha from A Book Like You, and then also Liv from Liv's Library. And I'm just so excited because this is the most creative readathon I think I've ever heard of. So Gwen has put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this, and I'm super excited to co-host. So this is from August 25th through the 31st. So it's like literally the last few days of August, and all of the reading prompts are like school themed. We also have like photo challenges, aka like Spirit Week. So again, all of that information will be linked in that video that I'm talking about, but I'm going to talk about the books that I want to read for the prompts. So I actually had to write my schedule for the back to school readathon down on a piece of paper and like write the book. So if you see me referencing this little sticky note, that is why. So I'm actually just going to put this on the tripod so it's easier to read and I have less things like fumbling around on the screen. So the first two reading prompts, I actually want to do some point horror books, and I've actually read quite a few of these like growing up, but honestly I don't remember hardly any of them. So for the first one, it is English, which is to read a book in an academic setting. So for that one, I have R.L. Stine's Who Killed the Homecoming Queen. These are like little short, whoop, literally jumping out of my hands. So I actually picked up two of these books. So I have Who Killed the Homecoming Queen. I really don't know anything about these books. I just feel like they're super short and thin. Like I think they're like roughly 150 pages, and I'm going to be physically reading these, which is kind of exciting but also crazy because I hardly ever read anything just physically. But this one is for obviously set in an academic setting. I'm assuming if there's a homecoming queen, there's a high school academic setting. So that is the first one. And then for science, it is to read a book with a star, moon, or sun on the cover. And this one's kind of cheating a little bit, but you know, I'm gonna do my own rules. But it is Sunburned, also by R.L. Stine, and there's no sun, but the word sun is in the title. So am I bending the rules a little bit? Yes, I am. So I don't really know, again, too much. I think this one has to do with like a murder on the beach is what I'm assuming. So little short point horror books. Probably my most anticipated book for this readathon is for the math prompt, and that is to read a book with a number on the cover. And I'm going to read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I read The Dead Romantics late last year, I believe, and I absolutely loved it. It was really good. It was almost a 5-star for me, like just barely missed the 5-star marks. So I'm really excited to read this other one. I've been hearing some really good things. So I think this one has to do with like a woman who has like a roommate who lives either 7 years in the future or lives 7 years in the past, like some kind of like paranormal type of situation, but like not really paranormal, if that makes sense. But I'm really excited to see how this one works out. So anyways, so for the next reading prompt, it is PE, which is to read a book featuring an activity. And I just got done watching Gwen's video, and I think we're using the same book for the same reading prompt, and that is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I've read one other book by Sarah Adams, but this was way before I was into romance books, so I'm excited to kind of give her like a fresh start, second try. And the reason why I'm picking this one is, one, I think this one has to do with like baking or cooking, which sounds amazing, but I also have the sequel, which is Practice Makes Perfect. And I got this and I didn't realize this was the sequel. And people said you can read them not in order, which is fine. But I was like, well, maybe I should read the first one before trying this one. So hopefully I like the first one to where I want to continue. But I don't have the physical book. I think I put a hold on it on my library, so I should be able to check it out before like the readathon starts. So I'm very excited about this one. I'm not really sure exactly what this one entails. I do think it has to do with like a famous person going to a small town, romance, all that fun stuff. Next is Lunch, which is to read a book with recipes on the cover, and also shouting out Gwen. I am taking one of her recommendations. We posted on Instagram like all of our like book recommendations for the readathon, so I have that in my Instagram highlight called readathons. So if you want to go check out my recommendations for all the reading prompts, definitely do, or the other co-hosts, I recommend doing that. But in one of the like Instagram stories that Gwen posted, it was for this reading prompt, which is to read a book featuring a recipe in the book. And one of the books that she's talked about for quite some time that I just never got around to is a cozy mystery series, and this is Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries, and there's quite a bit of books in this series, so I'm going to start with the first book. She's told me numerous times what this book series is about, but it is like a woman who, I think either her husband passed away or she got a divorce or something, but she's basically inherited or got this like campground beachy place, and something happens where she's not only making enemies with the people that live in this campground, but like there's also burglaries, maybe murder. I have no idea. So it sounds really cute, very cozy mystery-esque, but they do have recipes in the back, so maybe during the readathon I might try to make one of those recipes. We'll see. Okay, so next is Social Studies. This is another one that I'm like very anticipating to read during the readathon, and this is again Social Studies, and it is to read a book with like multiple timelines. So I'm hoping this one works. If not, I'll just make it work. But I'm going to read Dead 11. I can't pronounce the author's name, so I'm so sorry, but this one has to do with like either people going missing or people getting murdered based on this like island, and someone decides to kind of dig into the island, and it might be time travel to 1994, and people are like obsessed with 1994. Not really sure. Just sounds like a really good summer read, and I feel like this would be a great end of the year summer read. So hopefully this one doesn't let me down, but I figured like going from the past possibly to 1994 counted as like two different timelines. We'll see. So the next prompt is actually not a reading prompt, it is study hall, and that is to watch a movie set in like an academic school college setting. So this is totally up to y'all on what you guys want to read. I know Gwen posted a lot of movie recommendations, so I highly recommend going to check out her Instagram stories. But Gwen also has a Patreon for her podcast called Talk Bookish to Me, and as part of the readathon and as part of her patrons, we are actually going to have a movie night, and we're going to watch The Heathers, which I'm very excited because I've seen like the Broadway show, but I've never seen like the actual movie that the show is based on. So I'm very excited for that, and if you want to join the movie watch, I will leave Gwen's Patreon down below so you can come join and be a night owl. And then the last reading prompt is art, and this is where I need your help on. It is to read a graphic novel, comic, manga. I do like reading graphic novels, however I'm not like, I don't really stay in touch with what's really cool and stuff like that. So I would love for you guys to recommend me a graphic novel to read down below. So yeah, if you guys could leave a recommendation for the manga, graphic novel, comic down in the description, I would really appreciate that. That way I could do a little digging, since I do have like a whole month to come up with a graphic novel. All right, so those are all the books I want to read for the Back to School Readathon, which I'm very excited about. Again, starts August 25th and goes to the 31st. But until then, I kind of want to do like some mood reading, just read what I want to. And I do have 3 books I would really like to get to this month. So yeah, I know Keisha is going to have such a blast to know that I read this one, but I'm going to try Buried in a Good Book. This is another graphic novel series that she has been shouting from the rooftops, and I've heard other people who picked this up because of her have been loving it. I'm not a cozy mystery girl, but I would like to kind of get into that series, or like into that like genre, to see like what the hype is about. But this one sounds really cute. It has like small town vibes. I think there's like Bigfoot or Sasquatch involved in this one. I have no idea. I just know it's about a woman and her daughter go camping or like move to this small town, and there's like an arm or a foot that just falls from the sky. I don't know why I put myself in these situations, but I'm excited because I know for a fact that Keisha loves this series, and so I'm really excited to see what she has been screaming from the rooftops about. And then the other two books that I have high on my priority list are some thrillers. I have The Quiet Tenant by, I cannot think of the author's name, but obviously I'm going to post the book cover on the screen. So I recently watched a video from Gabby Reads, and I actually saw this book on NetGalley and just never clicked on it. I don't know why. So this one is about a serial killer, and it follows 3 women in the serial killer's life. Like, it follows a woman who's kind of like falling for the serial killer, not knowing what he is. It follows the man's 13-year-old daughter, which is kind of interesting, and there's the son. All right, sorry, the son is like doing crazy things, so hopefully it will calm down. But this one follows this one is about a serial killer, but it follows 3 women that are in the serial killer's life. One of them is a woman who is kind of falling for the serial killer, not knowing that he is one. It follows his like teenage daughter, and it also follows the woman that he has locked up in a shed. So sounds magical to me, so I'm very excited to read this one. And then the next one is the new Lisa Joel book. I have had like a decent reading relationship with Lisa Joel, but I'm very excited about this one. I've heard nothing but good things. It is called None of This Is True. I'm very excited. I think this comes out very soon actually, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a book of the month pick. Hopefully the books are up by the time you guys are watching this. I don't really know too much about this one. I just know it has like podcast elements in it, and that's all I really want to know going into this one. All right guys, those are all the books that I plan to read in the month of August, and it's crazy how more than 50% of those books are going to be in a week's time. So we will hope for the best. Let me know in the comments if you are participating in the Sleep When I'm Dead book club discussion for the month of August, and if you're participating in the Back to School Readathon. And also make sure you recommend me a graphic novel. Make sure you subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help and support my channel. And yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you for being patient with me, and I will see you guys in Saturday's video. Bye.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost.